Hello, Anastasia.
Hi, Ioana.
Hello, everyone. How are you feeling after these holidays, this break that we took?
I am so excited to be back.
Me too. Me too. Today we are back for the investigative cycle number 294, the protocol number 2. As always, the investigations that we are doing are in two parts. We have the fixed part with fixed questions that we cannot modify or deepen, and we have the free exploration part in which we will go deeper into Anastasia's answers from the first part. Anastasia does not know today's subject in order to not contaminate the information. If you want to contact me, you can find all my contact details in the description box below. And if you want to sponsor us to be present with us here and to ask your questions, you can send an email to investigations@calogerography.com. Anastasia, you can get ready, you can get comfortable, and let's get going because I'm so excited to do this. While I count from 1 to 3, observe whether there are characteristics in the physical DNA that are closely related to the subliminal part, and tell me what you perceive or visualize. 1, 2, 3.
I perceive like a channel between the area of the emotional body and the mental body. Also the sexual, so it's like a channel with 3 points that connect. Each of them representing like a certain characteristic of the subliminal part in the physical DNA. And they're like in different areas of the body, and each of them has like a hold over that certain area, so it kind of characterizes how those areas are performing in the physical body and life.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like it for now. I see this like 3 main points.
Very good. Is the subliminal part present from birth in all human beings? What do you perceive?
It came to me that yes, the only thing that differs is the distance at which the subliminal part is positioned, but it is present from birth.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Do you perceive anything else?
No.
Under what circumstances can the subliminal part choose or be forced not to reincarnate immediately along with the physical body?
Can you repeat the question?
Under what circumstances can the subliminal part choose or be forced not to reincarnate immediately along with the physical body?
There are different scenarios. The first one that appeared is a certain traumatic event that happened to the physical body. So it's like needing that. In the case where the subliminal part chooses not to reincarnate, there's this need of kind of heal is a big word from those experiences, realign with your senses and with your kind of priorities. It's just a healing kind of gray area that needs to happen. Another one that I see is just like a chapter that has been closed and the subliminal part moves on to something different. So it's really a thing of the freedom of choice and the will of the subliminal part. In the case of being forced, I see a redirection. So there is like, okay, you're not reincarnating, but there's a different path that has been chosen for you. So it was not your choice. But I don't see that gray area of being stagnant or having like a break or something like that. Time to really digest all that happened in the previous experience. It's really just like different paths that are being presented to you, and you have a choice to make, but they are presented as this grand choice. There is an opportunity not to miss. But I see the subliminal parts that are in this scenario. They have like tunnel vision, so they're not really aware of the paths that they could take outside of these that are presented. So it's really a perspective thing and a thing of how conscious is the subliminal part, and in some cases of how experienced is it.
Okay, very interesting. Once reincarnated, can a subliminal part disconnect from the physical body, abandoning it permanently? Tell me everything you perceive about it.
I perceive that yes. In some cases, it's just the characteristic of the subliminal part. It shows kind of like its nature of really not being attached to anything and not really caring. So the choices that they made, even the one of reincarnating, can be something that they change their mind about.
Yeah.
In some cases, I'd see being very connected also, or it having an influence from the physical body also. So there is kind of progressive disconnection of the subliminal part from the physical body throughout life, by the level of evolution of the physical body and the physical mind. So that can be a factor of influence, in which there's kind of no harmony between the two. There is no how do I say this? From the physical body, there is no realizations or acts of connection with the subliminal part. And it comes through things of ignoring completely yourself. I can see one of them being like never trusting your own decisions, your intuition, putting it under the rug. But of course, it's not something done once. It's like conglomerate
Repeated,
of yes, different decisions that take you to that point. And in some cases, it can be, I see it being like a two-party decision. So when actually it's kind of the opposite scenario than the one before, where the two are so connected that when the physical body feels ready, it kind of naturally communicates with the subliminal part and it leaves. So it's kind of also a duality.
It's
It is.
interesting. Okay. Are there humans who live an entire earthly life without a subliminal part?
It comes to me no. And it's a no because I am perceiving that there are certain like human looking beings on earth that do live without the subliminal part, but they're not really humans. It's kind of a yes and a no, because the ones that I do see without really a subliminal part is the ones whose DNAs are so hybridized,
Yeah.
that the subliminal part doesn't play a role at all in the physical life of the body. So it's kind of, it's not like it doesn't exist, because I don't perceive someone being without a subliminal part.
Yeah.
Just in some cases, it's so insignificant that it's like it doesn't exist.
Okay. What is the esoteric nature related to the existence of humans without a subliminal part?
The esoteric nature.
The esoteric nature related to the existence of humans without a subliminal part.
It's this hybridization that I saw of the DNA. It's the interference of someone of extraterrestrial forces or beings. It's not something that happens naturally. I don't perceive it's something that is intended to happen like in an organic way.
Yeah.
It's something that deranges the natural course of human life and human experience on Earth. So yeah, it's basically these interferences that happen and really delete this connection between the subliminal part and the physical body. Either it happens through generations. So it's like someone can be born already with that disconnection from the subliminal part, or it happens throughout the life.
Okay, interesting. What is the vital mechanism of a human being without a subliminal part?
I saw this area, so the mental body. It's like being kept alive by a certain program that dictates kind of how you perceive the world and how you act within it. It's like having, I don't know, like being on machines in the hospital. It's like you're no longer in charge of your own body. There is something that keeps you alive, keeps you functioning. That's the sort of thing that I'm perceiving, but it comes from this area, from the brain, from the mental body, because it has to do with a lot of with the perspective that is created for the person. It's like an artificial perspective. You don't really have the ability to naturally form thoughts or beliefs or ways of direction or stuff like that,
Okay.
but you're not really aware of it. It
Yeah.
kind of just happens.
Good. Very good. Do human beings without a subliminal part have chakras? Chakras?
The answer that I perceived is no, because it is connected to the subliminal part. It's all the energy that comes from within you. It's like the connection of the physical and the energetical.
Mm-hmm.
And when the energetical is disconnected, you are left basically with the physical and dense part of it that doesn't really move the way that one that is connected to the energetical part moves.
Okay. And last question from the fixed part is, observe which energetic interferences or entities could cause the removal, fragmentation, or absence of the subliminal part.
I'm perceiving the first one, or where I think this is but a being of improper light.
Yeah.
That's the first one that I perceived. And then I don't perceive one entity specifically. I perceive it for this separation or fragmentation to happen. I perceive there being like a process of multiple interferences done throughout time that aren't like specifically set in stone one species, like reptilian or insectoid or one specific.
Yeah.
There's a multitude that kind of take over. Like the image that I have is of an organic portal.
Mm-hmm.
It's like constant interferences. It's like a agglomeration of it.
Yeah.
But the ones that are the most frequent,
Mm-hmm.
I do see the presence of reptilians as a frequent one.
Yeah.
Because that's the image that I have of the improper light beings. And the rest are like percentages that are less, kind of.
Okay. Very good. Now, speaking of improper light beings, because it's very interesting, how do you perceive that their influence can go until the subliminal part leaves the physical body? How is this happening?
I perceive a delusion being created in the physical body.
Of what type?
It's like psychosis or
Mm-hmm.
a hallucination. It's like um, the mind is creating this interference, better to say, is creating a filter through which uh, the brain, kind of the person, perceives their reality completely different from what it is, actually. It's like a color filter in photos,
Yeah, yeah.
but it shifts everything. And again, I see that mental program that derives you from being connected with your own intuition and senses and kind of creating this almost virtual reality that is playing in front of your eyes and that you're part of. Mm, that sets you in a position of being completely disconnected from yourself. So like I can see scenarios like certain beliefs like um, religion or a constant state of fear. Like when you constantly think that everything is happening against you or you are so unlucky, stuff like that. It shifts the reality, your reality.
Mm-hmm.
And in some
Yeah.
cases, it is amplified by artificial thoughts that are not yours that feed into this hallucination. It's basically like, I don't know, like watch no, being in a movie, basically, but everybody else is watching a different movie. So uh, I can see,
Very
like,
well said.
yeah, like a person like that is basically in a delusion. It's like I would tell you that in front of you is an apple, and you say it's a, I don't know,
Banana.
banana. Yeah.
Okay. So, do you perceive that we people on Earth do not perceive the same event or the same situation the same? It's not the same for everyone.
It's not the same because the first thing that characterizes it is our perspective
Yeah.
and how we see ourselves and our beliefs. And the second one is the interferences that we may have that
Mhm.
come in with kind of even more redirections into their advantage from where they can benefit the most from your fears or from your beliefs or from your love and happiness, from which place they can take that.
Mhm. You mentioned that this separation between the subliminal part and the physical part can happen throughout generations.
Mm-hmm.
Can it also happen in one life?
Yes, I believe I said that. It can
Mhm.
happen or through generations or
Throughout
in this, yes,
one
in one,
experience.
yeah, in this experience.
What do you perceive is the most aggressive way to separate a subliminal part from the physical body? Is it
Mm.
an emotion? Is it an event? Is it something that comes from the interior, something that comes from the exterior?
Mm-hmm. I do see a very aggressive way. It's
Mhm.
like ripping off a band-aid very fast. But I can see that being a method of crumbling someone from within. And a lot of that is through emotional, is almost like the most aggressive way is getting a person to a point in which um, they're so hopeless, they're hopeless, they're mm, there's a saying of lifeless,
Mhm.
and it can be done through very traumatic events. um, I see it customized to each person because one trauma may be not a
Yeah.
trauma to someone else.
Mhm.
um, and it can be also customized by experiences that the person had in um, past lives. So if like a person um, uh, kept on losing their children, for example, throughout lives, like their children dying, and there's like comes to a point in which if the person hasn't come to the level of consciousness of understanding why it happens or detaching from the experience, it's kind of like filling up a cup of water. At a certain point, it overfills. And if the person is not conscious enough of themselves, it can break them. It can break the physical
Yeah.
body. And with that comes disconnection from the subliminal.
Mm-hmm. Do people without a subliminal part, and when I say without, from what I understood, it's not really without, it's just very hybridized
Mm-hmm.
and it's not them anymore.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, do people without a subliminal part influence the frequency of the earth?
It inevitably does because it influences those around them. So the
Mhm.
energy, the earth, I see it the most part being influenced by the people on it. So when you have, it's like having rotten apples
Yeah.
near a good bunch.
Mhm.
Um, and I say that because a certain person who doesn't really have a connection with the subliminal part is can be falsely pushed to do certain things, or they have a completely different program in which a way of acting is normalized to them, and to people it seems uh, barbaric, like the lack of empathy, um, anger, uh, this brutality. There's different things, sabotage, manipulation, stuff like that that disturb the energetical field of.
People around.
Yes, exactly.
Mhm. Do you perceive a change in number of people without a subliminal part in the last 5 years on Earth?
I do see. There's the thing. I do see there being a little increase,
Mhm.
but the ones with a subliminal part, I feel like they like lightened up. So I see a progression in the level of consciousness of the people with the subliminal part, even though the ones without
Yeah.
are like more in numbers. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I
Mm-hmm.
do. Okay. Is there a particular field or country that in which people are more likely to not have a disconnection with their subliminal part?
I perceive um, territories where there's starvation,
Mhm.
uh, um, starvation, bad economy, or like a lot of poorness,
Mhm.
where there is war. Um, and I see it being intentional because these people become very easily manipulated through that suffering of the physical body that makes it easier to interfere the subliminal and to control it.
Makes sense. Okay. What happens, because you mentioned that inevitably a person without a subliminal part influence people around, but what happens, let's observe more closely, what happens when a person with a subliminal part enters in contact with a person without a subliminal part?
The thing that I see is like interacting with AI. You
Okay.
you either use it for what it is, interacted with it for what it is, or you let it influence you. It's like two scenarios.
Mhm.
Um, and it really, really depends on the level of consciousness of the person with the subliminal part. Because I can see that in majority of cases, these interactions can be some sort like reflections of a reflection of the things you don't like most. So the person without the subliminal part, um, more exactly the entities that control
Yeah.
that person, uh, act like as an amplifier of what the person with the subliminal part don't like the most. And in this scenario, it depends on you of how well you can control yourself and your reactions and how you are able to protect your space and your limitations. Because they can like make the one without subliminal part, I see they can make jokes about things that you were not really secure about in yourself, or kind of make you feel like you can trust them, but they can talk behind your back about something else. Little tactics of manipulation. It's just like the way that they've been programmed. That for them is totally normal, but for you, it can derange your energetical space if you let it derange you. Because at the end of the day, I see it all coming, all whatever the consequence is of this interaction, either it's no consequence or there is a consequence, it all comes from the person with the subliminal part. It has all the choices. Uh, it doesn't come from the one without the subliminal part.
Yeah.
So it's again this effect of trying to make someone crumble from within.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Can a person with a subliminal part be together, like in a relationship with a person without a subliminal part?
Like a romantic relationship.
Yeah.
When you said that, I saw that there is families who live like that. But in a romantic relationship, yes, they can be.
Yeah.
And I see that they are called toxic relationships, or especially the ones with very severe cases of narcissism.
Mm-hmm. Can they have children?
Depends on who is who. But
What do you mean? Explain, please.
it's like for example, if the woman is the one with the subliminal part,
Mhm.
she would be able to have children with someone else, but not with, for example, the man who doesn't have a subliminal part.
Okay. And a woman without a subliminal part, can she have children?
No,
Okay.
I don't see it. So the one without a subliminal part, I don't see that flow of energy, of creation, of internal power. I don't see it anymore. It's like grayish.
Mhm.
It's like no, they're most probably infertile or stuff like
Yes.
that.
Okay. Um, Now, can a person that has been separated from their subliminal part get it back?
Mm.
Recreate this a flow between the physical body and the subliminal part?
The first thing that comes to me is nothing is impossible.
Of course.
Just the length of the process is different. Um, In some cases, I can see like in severe cases, there is also a factor of someone with the subliminal part giving you a different perspective. So it kind of should start from the physical body, because the subliminal is, I see it already being drained. So there's like no, somebody should take action. And I see this action coming from the physical, a spark of thought, something that creates a chain of events that would lead to the
Reconnection.
reconnection and a cleansing of these interferences one by one, or all at once. It really depends on the journey of the person.
But it starts from the physical body.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
I do see it like that. In specifically these very severe cases, when it's like not so severe, but when it's not so severe, there is a connection between the physical body and the subliminal part. So it kind of...
Yeah. So from what I understand, this disconnection between a physical body and the subliminal part is in very aggravated situations. Okay. Okay. Disconnect from this, disconnect from here, and let's go back to when we discussed about the circumstances that the subliminal part can choose or be forced to not reincarnate immediately along with the physical body. And you perceived different scenarios. And the first one was a traumatic event for the physical body. And the subliminal part chooses to not reincarnate. So can the subliminal part change their mind right before birth, the birth of the physical body?
Like choose not to reincarnate at the last minute?
Yeah.
Yes.
And what happens to the physical body in these cases?
I can never see scenarios of stillborn children who are born dead.
Yeah.
Either is the physical body would be born, but with some type of deformation or disease that there will be gone in like the first months of their life.
So a physical body cannot live without a subliminal part.
Yeah, that's what I'm perceiving.
Okay. The second scenario that you perceived was they choose to, with their will, they choose to not reincarnate because it's a chapter closed. The subliminal part moves to something different. Okay. Do you perceive anything more about this situation, about this case? For example, why?
Why they choose not to reincarnate?
Yes.
I don't see it being something set in stone. It's more like a fluid thing of infinite experiences that can happen. And choosing not to reincarnate in that moment is like, it's, I would say, in from what we understand, it's like listening to your intuition in the physical body. It's just I perceive it as you just know. You just know
what to do.
What to do and what you want. There's like nothing set in stone.
And the third scenario is what you called people that have beliefs. They are presented with that tunnel vision.
Mm-hmm.
They are presented these choices,
Yeah.
and you perceive they are forced, redirectioned, they have no breaks, they have no stagnation. What is the level of consciousness, let's say, of these people? How do you perceive them?
Um, I wouldn't say that all of them are like, to say, unexperienced
Mhm.
subliminal parts. Some of them are. They've lived multiple lives. Um, just in some cases in their life that they just had, there can be um, some sort of mental control or um, development of certain beliefs,
Mm.
even if they're not religion.
Yeah.
For example, I don't know, you believe in nothing after death, for example.
Yeah.
There can be a path of nothing presented to
Okay.
you. So it's like it depends on you what what you experience after death. It's like you create your after death experience. That makes sense?
Yeah. Of course. Of course. And one last thing that I want to see if you perceive anything else. Um, so the question was, once reincarnated, can a subliminal part disconnect from the physical body, abandoning it permanently? You perceived, again, multiple cases, and you perceive that in some cases, there is this influence from the physical body. And we
Mm-hmm.
circle back again to this disconnection throughout life. How important do you perceive that the physical body is in the relation with the subliminal part?
If I would take it to a like 100% scale,
Yeah,
the physical body plays like a 40%
40.
of importance. Yeah.
Okay. But again, when we discussed about if people without a subliminal part can reconnect with it again, with their consciousness,
Mm-hmm.
you also perceive that it has to come in some cases from the physical body.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Very, very interesting. Anastasia, tell me if you perceive anything else about this subject, about subliminal parts.
Oh, I think I said everything.
Okay. Very well. Now I will count from 1 to 3. And at 3, you will be fully in the present moment. And you feel great.
I do. I miss this.
Me too. Um, what are your thoughts about this subject?
This was such an interesting subject.
You know, we say that all the time, but it
Yeah,
really
but this,
was. Yeah. So, yeah,
I really wanted to do like an investigation on this subject. And it's
me
really
too.
nice.
Me too. I'm glad we did it. And the information was huge for me. I hope you liked it too. Thank you everyone for watching, and thank you, Anastasia. We wish you a great week, and we'll see you soon. Thank you so much for watching. Bye,
Thank you.
everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Buenos días.
Dzień dobry.
Bienvenidos a este primer vídeo de Disclosure en español y polaco.
Bardzo Was serdecznie witamy na tym nowym wideo, które będzie w języku hiszpańskim i polskim na kanale Disclosures.
Vamos a producir mucho más vídeos en futuro como estos vídeos informativos.
W przyszłości stworzymy dużo więcej takich wideo, które będą Was informowały o różnych rzeczach.
Porque estamos notando que cuanto más se va divulgando este trabajo, estas hipnosis por Internet, también cuanto más mala información se está difundiendo.
A to dlatego, że zauważyliśmy, że im więcej wstawiamy sesji z naszymi hipnozami, tym więcej jakby informacji sprzecznych zaczyna się rozprzestrzeniać.
Y entonces hoy vamos a hablar de las sesiones investigativas.
Więc dzisiaj będziemy mówić o sesjach badawczych.
Porque estoy viendo que hay personas que a lo mejor se dedican a una sesión con una persona, se van a algún lugar, preguntan algo y lo poco de información que pueden extraer de una sesión se lo creen como si fuera oro, completamente puro oro.
Bo zauważyłem, że są takie sesje i takie osoby, które robią jedną sesję z jedną osobą na dany temat i kiedy wychodzi tam jakaś informacja, to jest ona odbierana, jakby to było rzeczywiście coś niesamowicie wiarygodnego, jakby to było czyste złoto.
Yo os digo que la sesión así dicha investigativa no existe.
Ja chciałbym Wam powiedzieć, że sesja badawcza tak naprawdę nie istnieje.
Entonces podríais como preguntar, entonces cuando haces una sesión a un cliente y preguntas cosas, ¿por qué preguntas?
Więc mógłbyś mi zadać pytanie, więc skoro robisz jakąś sesję z jakąś osobą i zadajesz jej pytania, to właściwie po co je w ogóle zadajesz?
Sí, sabemos que la información en hipnosis está muy, pero de verdad muy contaminada.
My bardzo dobrze wiemy, że informacja, która wychodzi podczas hipnozy jest niezwykle, ale to niezwykle zanieczyszczona.
Y esta información, así como sale de la hipnosis, no podemos tomarla como conocimiento, como investigación.
Więc takiej informacji, która wychodzi podczas sesji hipnozy, nie bierzemy nigdy jako takiej informacji, która jest rzeczywiście bardzo prawdziwa, zgodna z prawdą i oczywista.
En el caso de sesiones a clientes, la información que sacamos nos sirve por otro objetivo. El objetivo es llegar a la causa de su problema y trabajar.
Te informacje, które uzyskujemy podczas sesji dla klientów, służą nam zupełnie do czegoś innego. Celem jest to, żeby znaleźć przyczynę i pracować nad nią.
Pero ¿qué significa que la información está contaminada? ¿Cuánto está contaminada y por qué?
Ale co to właściwie oznacza informacja zanieczyszczona? Kiedy jest zanieczyszczona i dlaczego jest zanieczyszczona?
Hay que saber que cuando nosotros pedimos una información y nos llega a través de una persona en hipnosis, esta información sale de una fuente, para así decirlo, y atraviesa muchas dimensiones, muchas densidades.
Kiedy prosimy o jakąś informację podczas sesji, to ta informacja, powiedzmy to w ten sposób, pochodzi z jakiegoś źródła, ale w międzyczasie przechodzi przez wiele gęstości i wiele wymiarów.
Y también pasa por conciencias, por inteligencias. Esa información viene atrapada en el éter por varios seres.
Ale ta informacja przechodzi też przez wiele umysłów, wiele świadomości, istnieje w eterze i może być przechwycona również przez wiele bytów.
Estos seres, estas inteligencias, pueden voluntariamente o involuntariamente distorsionarla.
I te byty, te istoty lub świadomości mogą ją zniekształcić świadomie lub nieświadomie.
Y además, la persona que está en hipnosis tiene sus creencias, su mentalidad, sus perspectivas, sus opiniones. Esta estructura mental contamina también esta información.
A co więcej, osoba, która jest w stanie hipnozy, ma swoje własne przekonania, swoje własne wartości, wierzenia, swoją własną mentalność i przez tą właśnie strukturę całą mentalną również może dojść do jeszcze kolejnego zanieczyszczenia.
Y además, si nosotros queremos investigar, por ejemplo, una persona o un ser que no tiene ninguna conexión con el ambiente hipnótico donde estamos trabajando, esta persona puede no autorizar la salida de informaciones de sí mismo.
A co więcej, jeśli połączymy się z jakąś istotą, która absolutnie nie należy do tego środowiska hipnotycznego, w którym pracujemy, taka istota może nie zgodzić się na przekazanie informacji.
Si hay interacción, si hay interferencias entre un ser y otro, es posible que circule información por las conexiones, por los pactos.
Jeśli jest jakaś interferencja między dwoma istotami, to wtedy dzięki tym paktom, albo przez te pakty, przez to połączenie, które istnieje, rzeczywiście wychodzą informacje.
Pero si en aquella sesión en concreto ese ser o esa persona se va a cuestionar y no hay ninguna conexión, es muy improbable que llegue una información autorizada.
Ale jeśli zdarza się tak, że łączymy się z istotą, która nie ma z tym nic wspólnego, to jest bardzo mało prawdopodobne, że dostaniemy jakąś informację.
Entonces, imaginemos que queremos investigar sobre un personaje famoso de la historia.
No, na przykład wyobraźmy sobie, że chcielibyśmy otrzymać informację o jakiejś osobie niezwykle znanej, historycznej.
Si no tenemos de alguna manera alguna conexión con los elementos del ambiente hipnótico y esta persona, aunque no esté conectada, no autoriza esta información, pues no llega.
Więc jeśli wyobrazimy sobie, że ta osoba nie jest w żaden sposób połączona z tym środowiskiem hipnotycznym, w którym pracujemy, może się tak zdarzyć, że absolutnie nie zezwoli na żadne przekazywanie informacji na swój temat.
Y cuando pasa esto, hay siempre o casi siempre alguna entidad que se aprovecha de la situación.
I kiedy to się dzieje, zazwyczaj pojawia się jakiś byt, który wykorzystuje tę sytuację.
Se puede presentar con la supuesta identidad de la persona o del ser que estamos buscando, o puede de todas formas modificar o inventar una información por su cuenta, por su personal ventaja.
Może zrobić dwie rzeczy. Albo przyjąć, zidentyfikować się z osobą, o której chcemy zrobić tę sesję, przyjąć jej tożsamość, albo zmienić informacje, które chcielibyśmy otrzymać, tak aby to działało na jej korzyść.
Nosotros en sesión a clientes podemos trabajar porque el cliente nos autoriza a trabajar en él en su sesión.
Podczas sesji dla klientów możemy pracować nad takimi informacjami, bo otrzymujemy zgodę na informacje właśnie dzięki temu klientowi.
Y podemos trabajar con sus seres queridos, por ejemplo, o con los seres que interfieren con ella, propio porque hay estas conexiones.
I możemy pracować na przykład z istotami, które kocha ta dana osoba, lub z bytami, które w nią ingerują, właśnie przez to połączenie, które tam istnieje.
Entonces, hay una gran diferencia entre la sesión a un cliente para solucionar sus problemas y hacer sesiones para investigar.
Dlatego istnieje taka duża różnica między sesjami, które robimy dla klientów, aby rozwiązać ich problemy, i między sesjami takimi poszukiwawczymi, badawczymi.
Por eso digo que no existe una sesión investigativa.
I dlatego właśnie Wam mówię, że nie istnieje coś takiego jak sesja badawcza.
Lo que existe es un protocolo de sesiones de investigación.
To, co istnieje, to pewien protokół sesji badawczych.
Hay que seguir un protocolo y hay que seguir, ejecutar una serie de sesiones y con personas diferentes.
Więc trzeba zawsze śledzić ten sam protokół, a jednocześnie wykonać wiele sesji z różnymi osobami.
El protocolo tiene que ser único, unívoco, porque hay que preguntar en un tema las mismas preguntas para ir en la misma dirección.
Ten protokół powinien być zawsze taki sam, ponieważ należy zadawać takie same pytania, tak aby iść zawsze w tym samym kierunku.
Cuanto más está restringido este espacio de investigación, cuanto más podemos tener más probabilidad de tener buena información.
Im bardziej zawężamy obszar naszych poszukiwań, tym bardziej prawdopodobne będzie, że otrzymamy dobre informacje.
Sí, podemos también aumentar este espacio, pero tenemos que aumentar proporcionalmente el número de sesiones por hacer.
Możemy oczywiście rozszerzyć ten obszar, ale wtedy będziemy zmuszeni również rozszerzyć ilość tych sesji.
Luego, cuando tenemos una grande serie de sesiones, pero estamos hablando de centenas o hasta de millares de sesiones.
I wtedy mówimy o olbrzymiej liczbie sesji, od setki po tysiące.
Tenemos que recoger toda aquella información que es común a todas o a casi todas estas sesiones hechas.
I wtedy musimy pozbierać te informacje, które są wspólne dla wszystkich bądź prawie wszystkich tych sesji.
Esta información común vais a ver que es un porcentaje muy pequeño con respecto a la totalidad de la información.
I zobaczycie, że ta informacja wspólna będzie naprawdę niewielkim odsetkiem tych informacji, które się tam pojawią.
Son pepitas de oro.
To są takie malutkie ziarenka.
Es como si nosotros vamos a un río, vamos a coger este filtro, vamos a coger muchísima arena para recoger solo muy pocas pepitillas de oro.
I można to przyrównać do poszukiwania złota, kiedy filtruje się dno rzeki, zbiera się mnóstwo piasku, a na koniec pojawiają się maleńkie ziarenka złota.
Esa sí que es información de oro.
I to jest właśnie ta informacja złota.
Si hoy podemos decir que hay seres que interfieren bastante con el ser humano y que tienen formas de animales reptiles o de animales a forma de insectos, etc., es porque todo esto sale desde que se empezaron las sesiones de hipnosis y hay muchísimas, millares y millares con esta información común.
I jeśli dzisiaj możemy powiedzieć, że są ingerencje, które przybierają formy albo reptilii, albo jakichś insektów, to dlatego, że takie informacje wychodzą od początku naszych sesji hipnotycznych i są wspólne i jest ich tysiące.
Pero si yo digo que en la ciudad de Nueva York, en el 1452, en aquel punto, había una casa que vivía un viejo que se llamaba Tom, pues solo en aquella sesión ha salido, y cuanto más contaminada puede ser, no lo va a saber nadie.
Ale jeśli chciałabym powiedzieć, przekazać taką informację, że w Nowym Jorku w 1452 roku stał taki a taki dom, w którym mieszkał taki a taki starszy pan o imieniu Tom, to nie mam pojęcia, jak bardzo zanieczyszczona będzie ta informacja.
Así entonces se hace investigación. Es un trabajo muy largo, muy duro, y tiene que ser hecho con un protocolo riguroso y severo.
A więc właśnie w taki sposób należy robić sesje badawcze. Jest to proces bardzo długi, ciężki i który wymaga bardzo restrykcyjnego protokołu.
Entonces, por esto que nosotros ya vamos a empezar a hacer ciclos de investigación.
I właśnie dlatego zaczniemy teraz robić takie cykle badawcze.
La estructura del team, que cada vez va creciendo siempre más, y el número de clientes que cada día contactan con nosotros, nos permiten organizar estos ciclos de investigación.
I ponieważ struktura naszego zespołu cały czas się powiększa, a także liczba klientów, którzy kontaktują się z nami każdego dnia, te czynniki pozwalają nam na to, żebyśmy zrobili taki cykl badawczy.
Creo que ya he dicho todo, o casi todo. Cualquier pregunta podéis escribirla en los comentarios del vídeo o donde sea publicado el vídeo.
Myślę, że powiedziałem wszystko, bądź prawie wszystko, a jeśli macie jakieś pytania, to proszę zadajcie je pod tym wideo.
Gracias por vuestra atención.
Dziękujemy za Waszą uwagę.
Y gracias a ti, Milena.
Gracias a ti, Kalo. Dziękujemy.
Chao.
Ciao.